Hi people, it's a fine afternoon. It's a Monday and it's September in England and the weather is pretty good. So I've dragged this engine outside. This is the second of two engines that I prepared last week. As you can see, with its beautiful electroplated lines and other bits and pieces. And this one has an 8.5mm pump on it. And I'm going to show you something really interesting now. Now, I don't recommend this ever, but this goes to show how little pressure is required to make a superfluid element like this even work. So as you can see, look, there's no lift pump on this injector pump here, none at all. And I don't have any electric lift pump on here. This is simply a petrol can with a filter and a pipe going in. There's no lift pump. So the only thing I have is this squeeze primer to prime it up. There is no lift pump on that at all. So technically, that should not run. Do you want to see what happens? Oh, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, as soon as it loses prime, it'll stop. I thought that. I've had many cars where the lift pump fails and it just stops. There is nothing priming this. Nothing at all. It's not air pressure in there. It's not pressurised. It's loud. I think I could literally rev that all day long and it will not stop. And you can see a little bit of air bubbles in the line, but how amazing is that? These elements will move a bit further away from it for the. Alright, we'll move this. You move that way, because I was just going to say these elements have like proved how well they perform even with low fuel pressure. But I certainly didn't think that they'd be able to run with no fuel pressure. That's blown me away. The first car I ever built with these was maybe 2013, and on a stock lift pump with a bad pre-filter and some other issues, the car made 508 wheel horsepower. And everybody on the internet at the time were like, you know, people using Mainer pumps and diesel mechan, and not that any of their stuff was bad, but they needed a lift pump. And they were saying, it's not possible, you can't do it with a mechanical lift pump. Yes, you can. And yes, I did. And it still hasn't stopped now. It blows me, mind blown. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. So there you go. A little bit of interesting information for you there. Prime it up with a hand primer with your 8.5s and it should run. I certainly don't advise driving it for any length of time with no lift pump, but wow, yeah, great stuff. Okay, bye for now. Enjoy the sun.